beautiful Wright flyer. George, can you tell us a little bit about how you came up with the idea to do this aircraft in this model?
Well, that's pretty easy. To my knowledge, it has never been done before. So we had to start from the very beginning. And the first thing I did was to build a little balsa glider about as big as this. And that gave me a headache.
Yeah.
Sure had a stability problem with it. What goes to lateral, it did like that, and it just did what it wanted to do. And so I just figured I couldn't learn too much from that. And then I decided to come up with a model half scale of this one, just to crash it and to try and play around with it. And it took me about 3 crashes till I got the aerodynamics sorted out, till I really got a lift and stable flight. And to my surprise, we needed a pretty far forward, what is to our knowledge nowadays pretty common, pretty far forward CG location.
Maybe you can point that location.
Yeah, sure. They must have it somewhere here in this area due to the weight distribution, which you can figure out from that plan.
Let's come on back because I'm getting out of range of my mic here. I'm sorry.
Due to the weight distribution, when you follow the plans, it must have been somewhere in that area. So they must have been very, very skillful pilots to fly these things, I tell you. So this was impossible, simply impossible RC-wise. So I had to move the CG further forward, and that gave me another headache. All the weight now was far behind the CG. So the only possible thing to run this plane, to motorize it, was to put light motors in. I had come up with a chain drive before and with a center motor, and I had to scrap it all again, as all this was too heavy, was too far off behind the CG, and I would have had to counterbalance with a lot of lead in the nose, and the wing loading would have been that of a Messerschmitt 109 maybe, but not of a Wright flyer. So I started from the very beginning again, and I decided to use 2 90 units within the struts. And I still now do need about, well, let's say 4 and 4.5 pounds of lead in the nose to accomplish that CG. And this is now, well, interesting for me to learn. In our area, we fly at almost sea level. This was still a little bit unstable, this CG location. But, well, you could fly it. And we had a try over here on Friday and found out that maybe due to the air density problem, I don't know, density-altitude problem, we were awfully tail-heavy again over here. Orville and Wright both used the wing warping, of course, and they had a patent on that, but they used a different way to actuate those warps, those wings and the elevator and the rudder. And I used the Wilbur method, as this is a copy of the plane, of the only still existing A model sitting in the Deutsche Museum in Munich. It was sold 1905 by Wilbur to the Prussian military authorities and survived both wars. So maybe we switch it on and I'll give you a little demo. So this is the elevator. That's what he's doing with his left hand. You can see that. And then he has, and that's a little bit funny, the rudder on his right hand, and going left means pulling back, and going right means pushing forward. And warp is on the right hand too, and that means going sideways. See the wings move? And now we have it all together. You see, there's quite a lot of coordination to do. So actually it's not me, it's Wilbur Wright flying the plane.
the military wanted a bomber that would fly at a outrageous